Check out those cool figurines people came up with.
Yes, what an awesome idea!
The most important thing is the expression of concern for one's neighbors, as there will be fewer accidents on the road. Listen, let's make a video about this. For good news.
That's a great idea! Let's do it! We have a camera with us, we can stop and do this right now!
Let's do it!
How important it is to care about people around you every day, to give the warmth of your heart. Look around and you will see a lot of good. Several figurines of school children were set up at pedestrian crossings in the village of Svato-Petrovsky. They serve as light reflectors. This helps drivers to be vigilant on the road and drive carefully. It is so great when people care about each other. After all, this is very simple.
An angel and the beast in a human. Which one are you? How to distinguish the angel from the beast within oneself and attain true inner freedom. Simple techniques for working with one's consciousness. The very first steps of work on oneself. How to learn to manage one's consciousness and control thoughts. How to learn to control one's attention. How to free oneself from dictatorship of consciousness and its obsessive thoughts. How to find oneself. What is true love? How to stop being unhappy and start living. Choose life instead of death. Love instead of suffering. What is spirituality of the personality? And what does the personality's action consist of? How to develop an angel in oneself.
Simple, spiritual tools for working on oneself, available and understandable to everyone. In the program Freedom from this Dictatorship Within Yourself, which was released on the 12th of September 2018, with the participation of Igor Mikhailovich Danilov, Zhanna and Tatiana. This is a real opportunity for each person. It is very simple to become an angel, here and now.
Simple spiritual tools for working on oneself. It is very simple to become truly free here and now. The program has provoked a vivid response among people all over the world. Thanks to the simple tools given in the program, a lot of people were able to feel the truth, the source of love inside themselves, and that inspired people to sincerely share in the comments their insights and new, positive understanding of life.
In order not to experience evil, not to experience suffering and pain, what should one do? One should reject bad thoughts. When a person realizes that he wants to be happy, and my friend does want to experience joy, he needs the simplest technique and the simplest tool. It's to reject, say, oppressive thoughts. For instance, a thought comes into your head that you're suffering, you're poor, but you say, no, I'm happy, I love God, just like that.
In all situations, the way of returning back to feelings is always the same.
The choice.
The choice of love.
Simply the choice. And we again come back to what? To the right choice. The choice and love. Choose love and you'll be happy. There is true love. It is love in the spiritual world. It is love which is boundless or divine love. There are no gender differences in it. There's nothing in it. It is unity of people. Indeed, it's the unity of people in love. Why? Because in that world, there's nothing except happiness and love. There are no negative emotions there. Well, it's for those who neither understand nor know. Why there are no negative emotions? Because they cannot exist there. There are no emotions there at all. There's happiness, there's love there. This is what that world is, because it's the world of God.
In different cities and countries, volunteers of goodwill seek to share primordial knowledge about the world and human beings, which are set forth in the books by Anastasia Novak, as well as in the programs with participation of Igor Mikhailovich Danilov. To share it with as many people as possible, they use different ways to convey the knowledge: advertisements, book presentations, verbal transmission of information, social networks, and YouTube channel postings. Each of us contributes to the common cause to the extent of one's ability. Every person's efforts are very important, and there is not a more or less needed effort. Everything counts when the destiny of humankind is on the scales.
I also wanted to say that when we take part in the project together, either filming or editing, we get such a charge from that. That is, from the beginning to end, you're constantly in feelings.
Of course.
And from that, when it comes, you're not alone. You're a part of the team, and everybody feels it, and everyone does better, like everything. And this is such a huge power and might.
And this is exactly, that's right. And why is this happening? Because this is one of the forms of service.
Yes.
After all, you are not doing it for yourself, and you don't seek to get anything from it. Out of a pure heart, you put your love into your creative work, into what you are doing. And this is how you convey your love. And it multiplies in you. These are precisely those great sacraments that consciousness seeks to seize upon and use these powers. But as you can see, they are given only in order to do good,
yes,
to increase this love.
I recognize the real me only when I'm doing something real. Yes, and so it has helped me very much. You know, with what? With understanding that all my life,
unfortunately,
I lived to make myself appear a certain way, not to actually be real, because the real me.
And when you're real, just like you say, spiritually free, you cannot stay idle.
No, I cannot.
It's impossible.
And there is both strength and desire.
Both strength and desire and aspiration. Because as we discussed before, when you feel this love, it flares up in you. It's an unimaginably bright warmth that you want to share. And you will share it because it's impossible to keep it in.
And there's a desire to do it.
And then it multiplies. But if you succumb to consciousness, sit down and say, I won't give it to anyone, it will immediately disappear.
I had this experience before.
Just a simple question. How easy is it to be alive?
It's very easy.
Well, that's what I'm saying too.
Nowadays, many people across the world reveal their inner love and multiply it in every day, thanks to the primordial knowledge given in the books by Anastasia Novak. And where there is love, there is always unity. Unity increases strength tenfold and inspires one to create for the sake of the whole society. Thus, in Romny, summer region, which is a picturesque corner of Ukraine, the participants of Allatra IPM organized a meeting with readers and all the people who want to learn about the books by Anastasia Novak. The meeting was held in a very warm and sincere atmosphere. Everyone present has shown a great interest in the books by Anastasia Novak, as well as in Allatra IPM projects. During this friendly conversation, people asked questions and helped each other to find the answers.
Words cannot express the importance of what I have found in these books, what I have felt.
What the books have helped us to gain and to feel is something fundamental.
At the end of the meeting, volunteers of the movement presented a set of books by Anastasia Novak to the local cultural center. Aspiration of every person to choose goodness and to live in peace and harmony is a power capable of changing society for the better. Let's create happiness together. After all, we are the creators of each day.
The popularity and demand for the book Allatra is growing every day. This can be seen not only from readers' reviews, but also from the way in which many strive to share with everyone the information about this unique encyclopedia with the answers to innermost questions of a human. People of all ages, nationalities, professions and religions having felt the importance of the primordial knowledge for a human being, with sincere inspiration, share information about the book, not only with those around them, but also use their professional skills so that even more people can get the keys to true self-knowledge. The book has resonated vividly with Ivana Molnarova, the general director of the vacation in Slovakia internet portal. Thanks to her lively enthusiasm, Allatra appeared in Forbes magazine in the article "Which Books the Top 5 Slovak Leaders Recommend." After reading a lot of different books, I found the answers to my questions precisely in Allatra. This is a book for people who seek answers to spiritual questions. It describes ancient practices of self-development and self-knowledge, the development of sensory perception of the soul. It sheds light on a wide range of questions about the origin of the universe, relationships between people. The book describes the essence of the material world. Time is fleeting, and this often makes us ask ourselves the questions: what is the meaning of my life? Is it a car, a phone, better life conditions? The book Allatra gives answers to these questions and make you think, Molnarova says.
A good thought and a good deed generate a chain reaction of good thoughts and good deeds. Participants of the movement from all countries and all cities hold workshops and friendly meetings to share professional experience so that even more people would join the creative work, dissemination of the primordial knowledge, thus affirming goodness throughout the world. That's why they openly share their experience in various fields, which can contribute to the creation of even better, inspiring content on the Allatra TV channel. A number of workshops were held at the Coordination Center. A workshop on correct application of makeup on program hosts for filming of interviews and reports. A workshop on English language, where participants worked on terms and expressions that could be used in communication at international meetings, as well as in sharing knowledge with residents of various countries. A workshop on photography, where in the team participants learned to find a perspective for photos and set up correct lighting. On diction and proper use of one's voice, in which a voice coach with many years of musical experience shared useful exercises.
If you are in the spirit, nothing is needed. Everything will be done as it should be.
Really valuable is the knowledge which people discover for themselves in the books by Anastasia Novak and in the programs on Allatra TV with the participation of Igor Mikhailovich Danilov. After all, it is precisely on this basis that global unification occurs. People reveal in themselves a source of inspiration and joy, but just as importantly, they open up to each other, interacting for the benefit of entire humanity.
More and more people get acquainted with the knowledge set forth in the books by Anastasia Novak. As stated in the book Allatra, in our time, humanity has for the first time in history during the course of all of its existence such a unique opportunity, creation of self-governing united world community with the spiritual vector of development. After all, today the internet is a popular communication source.
Most recently, the Allatra's traveling flash mob was launched on Instagram. Already now, many people are posting photos of the Allatra book from different parts of the world with the hashtag Allatra путешествует and Allatra is traveling. Join us and mark your friends and acquaintances in the posts and pass on this baton of good and knowledge. Let Allatra travel the world. All posts will be published on the Allatra TV Instagram account.
Uniting their joint efforts, participants from Europe have published a fragment about the soul from the book Allatra to provide an opportunity for even more people to familiarize themselves with this unique information about their spiritual essence. Olga from Belgium shared her experience and inspiration.
Together with the guys from Europe, we got an idea to print out at least a part of the Allatra book, which tells about the salvation of the soul. In English, we thought about how to make it available so that we could really give it to people as gifts. Leave these books in books exchangers and in libraries. In Belgium, we donated a series of books to a library in our city. And especially when you feel that it was precisely this information, precisely these books that help you to somehow open up, to see and to wake up a little bit. And this is what you live by, what you cannot be without in every day. And it seems to me that when a person reads precisely this part, and if it really resonates, if there is a real desire to develop oneself in this direction, if a person really sees the point in internal improvement, then there will be no barriers to downloading this book or other books and to continue getting acquainted with the knowledge.
The true knowledge, reinforced by personal, practical experience, really motivate one to act and share this knowledge with all people.
The good initiative of creating a new format newspaper for people in one's country and city has been taken up by the participants of the Allatra International Public Movement in Ireland. Thanks to the friendly interaction between active participants of Allatra from different countries, the Seed of Knowledge newspaper has been published in English. Now, residents of Ireland will be able to familiarize themselves with creative materials, informative articles, and fragments from the books by Anastasia Novak and from Allatra TV programs, which increase humaneness and kindness in society, extend people's worldview, and provide answers to inner questions that concern everyone. People themselves place the newspaper at their work in libraries, hospitals, restaurants, and gas stations. The international project Good is Where You Are newspaper is a unique social initiative that opens an opportunity for every person of goodwill, regardless of professional skills and place of residence, to take part in formation of new format mass media. The new format implies popularization of solely positive and constructive information. After all, good begets good, and the greater number of people come to feel the importance and necessity of caring creation and good to people around, the faster changes for the better will take place in the world. And it is actually very simple to do this. Please send your email with suggestions to the mail info@allatra.tv with the subject line, The Good is Where You Are newspaper. We would be happy to implement this interesting creative project together.
A joyful event took place at the Allatra International Public Movement. An international meeting of the participants of the movement took place in Frankfurt am Main city, Germany, on the 16th and 17th of June. This event united a lot of people of different age, cultures and nationalities from various European countries, inspired by the true knowledge from the books by Anastasia Novych and striving for unity in doing creative and good deeds. This meeting of like-minded people took place under the slogan "Good in Action." The main projects of the movement were presented. The participants sincerely shared their personal experience of working on projects, their inner gains, and the results of applying the primordial knowledge in project implementation. The members of the movement from the Czech Republic were happy to join via Skype. The warm and friendly atmosphere of the meeting was conducive to open and simple human-like communication. Discussions of the issues of concern to everyone, the opportunity to share personal experience of working on themselves and plans for working on new projects of the movement.
A warm creative atmosphere is felt, unity is felt. In this alive communication, new ideas and creativity are born. People unite and work together for the common cause.
Neither language barrier nor participants' age were an obstacle to sharing the knowledge and communicating. People were communicating on some other level. From the first minute when I entered the auditorium, I felt this unity. It was so wonderful. We're all truly a single whole. Yes, I can only confirm this.
Everyone get together and carry and kindle together this sparkle of unity, which starts burning more and more.
Each of us will take with us a little piece, like a little star falling from the sky, and will carry it with them and pass it on. I can only add that I am grateful to God for having the opportunity to be here yesterday and today.
I realized that one can just feel and not try to understand with one's mind. I must say that I've received a new impetus to turn to books. So far, there are only a few of them in German, but maybe I can help with translation. Yes, working on oneself is the most important thing. It is so nice to be here and to get started.
It is called the International Public Movement because it's a movement. We as participants create that movement and set direction of this movement because it consists of our impulses. Everything that we are doing together with humaneness and kindness is precisely what Allatra is.
This meeting was a very pleasant event. I talked to a lot of wonderful people. And I'm glad that there is such a movement, that there is an opportunity to share experience, to do some creative things together. And for me, the Allatra movement is about honesty, openness, inspiration, good action, and its very essence. Meeting in Frankfurt was something special for me. I gained a very interesting experience, and unity was just felt. This is a wonderful feeling which unites all of us. It was a new experience for me. We not only talked about projects and shared our insights, it was a communication at a completely different level, and the level of feelings. And it was a special experience.
Yes, I can only confirm this. To me, such meetings are meetings with friends. Even if new people join us, this openness is felt, this warmth that comes from these people, this unity. This is indeed very, very wonderful. And after the meeting, you carry this feeling home with you. You feel yourself spiritually stronger, motivated, optimistic. This is very, very cool.
As a result of the meeting, its participants got convinced of the power of unity in spirit, not in words, but in actual deeds.
On August 22nd, the film crew of Allatra TV was invited as part of mass media to attend the presentation of the music video by Paul Menendez. The event was attended by famous cultural figures, actors, singers, TV hosts and organizers. The event gave rise not only to open communication and exchange of experience and ideas, but also was an excellent opportunity for Allatra TV volunteer journalists to raise socially important topics that are unifying for the entire humanity and to listen to people who set an example for the society through their creative activities.
I think that love each other is something very important. For me, love, it's first is feelings, big feelings, because it's something which, when you love, you feel yourself more alive.
You know, I grew up at the time when we did not know what the internet is. Therefore, books for me were the source, the teacher, and inspiration.
A person should accept oneself as he or she is, should understand their own weaknesses, not be ashamed of them, and work on oneself, constantly improve oneself. And what you are saying can be found in all books, in all scriptures, and in the Allatra book. There are many different TV channels that make good quality products, but this is not the main thing. The main thing is what kind of people work at the channel. When I talk to your journalists and directors, I see openness in all of you, how your eyes shine. You really are breathing this love. This is very nice. This incredibly positive energy makes people want to talk to you. People, the human factor, are always the most important. Whether it's a TV channel, a company, or a factory. In life and in any work, the most important thing is a human resource. And you do have a wonderful resource. Therefore, I'm sure you will reach the highest peaks.
Love is mutual hearing of each other. When we talk to each other and hear one another, understand one another without even talking.
This rule of life, to love people, was conveyed to me by my mother. She has such an all-absorbing love for the entire world. She's, you know, like a dove with these wings. She's always protected our family like that. And she always said, Lilia, go to people with love and do good, because good breaks through such walls, such barriers. Evil can never do what good and love will. In my personal opinion, to grow an angel within oneself means simply to love people and to love oneself, you see, and to increase love in oneself. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. First and foremost, I'd like to wish Allatra TV viewers to treat each other with love, to watch this wonderful channel with positivity, and most importantly, not to stop being amazed at life. Why? Because, for instance, I used to think at a certain point that my life had no way to keep developing. But at the age of 50, I became a producer. At 50, I entered Ukrainian show business. At 50, I was invited to be a godmother. All this is usually being done in the youth, isn't it? But a miracle came to people. They gave birth to a daughter and invited me as a friend. So at the age of 50, I was standing near the altar. I'll tell you honestly, don't stop being amazed at life. Seriously, this is what's most important. Rejoice at life and love each other. Thank you.
For me, love is an all-embracing notion that includes basically everything. If a person loves, if this feeling is inside of him or her, then probably if every person loved, the world would be happy. If every person treated the other one with love, there would be no wars, no conflicts. Therefore, one should do everything with love. One can have love not just for people, but also for work, can have love for life, love for some animals, for everything. That is, love must be manifesting in everything. If such is a person's attitude to life, life will also treat him in the same way.
I have raised myself this way. I've been raising myself like this since childhood. I try to help people, to do good. Well, no matter how strange or pompous this might sound, but this is really so. At times, it seems to me that I love the whole world, even my haters. I think, for example, some haters write dirty things under my videos or photographs, or under something else. But I think, goodness, a person spends his time to write this, spends his time on me, gives me a little part of himself, so I should love them. That's what I decided, to love everyone. Every person must probably determine for himself what he wants and how he should live his life. I wish all ALLATRA TV viewers to just be happy and loved.
I would also like to say that volunteering is quite a wonderful thing. Why? Because at a certain point of my life, I came to understand that a human being can take nothing to the other world. Neither a cent nor a single personal item. He can only take good deeds with him. And these good deeds that you do are exactly the very best that you can give people. And I believe the greater number of people would be engaged in good deeds, the better it would be, so that good would grow in geometrical progression. This is what I'd like to wish you all.
I would like to wish the viewers to take an active part in ALLATRA TV, to take an active part in the life of the channel, to send some interesting ideas what they are passionate about.
I wanted to wish to the audience of your channel real people, real emotions, real feelings and spontaneity, sincerity which we experienced in childhood, perhaps even not in childhood. In general, this constant state of delight and admiration for life every day. Thank you.
Very sincere and inspiring words were also said by an employee of one establishment who takes care of cleanliness and order. You know, I think that everyone should begin with oneself. You should treat people just as you yourself want to be treated. That's the most important thing. And if everyone has such an attitude, we will have beauty and kindness and nothing else. Kindness must be present in everything. Assistance, charity, compassion and all the rest. From the youngest to the oldest person. What do I live here for? What do I work here for? Why do I try? I only think about them and even about other children. When I see a child doing something wrong, I already feel sorry for him, not because I want to yell at him or something else. I feel sorry for him just because somebody hasn't taught this child. One should find a way to connect with him, talk to him, and immediately he becomes different. God is love. God is kindness. Everything good is God, it seems to me. I only wish all people, all viewers, to be kinder to other people, to each other, and to carry a sparkle of good in their hearts and nothing else.
Love can be not only for another person, but also for life, for nature, for the environment. Simply everything that we feel is love. It should be sincere and good. Be kinder and follow the rules. Treat people as you want to be treated. It's when you want to take care of somebody more than of yourself. I wish you to inspire people to good deeds and to positive perception of the world.